There we go. Now, everybody. Hey, everybody. How's it going? Chuck Cook, Jesse Bless here from IMMPact. We're going to excuse Zach tonight because Zach is uploading the most recent complaint and in the 39 country case. Anyway, great to be with you. We're going to go over each of the cases to give you an update and then answer some of your questions if they're not too obnoxious. And we're happy to do that. Jesse, good to see you. Stretching your legs in the house. You got to do that since Jesse has the great privilege of working from home like every day. So it's great when he's in court, except when he's in court. So let's go ahead and take a look at. We're just going to hit some of the cases one by one. Let's first go with the 75 country pause ban litigation, Jess. I know you were working on that up. Tell us about that.
Yeah, I think we're just working right now on a schedule with the attorney, waiting for him to get back. We proposed either an injunction motion or a motion for summary judgment, and we want to do it as quickly as possible because there's not a lot of mystery to the case. And just trying to in the District of Columbia, you have to at least confer with the other side. So we're doing that, and we already wrote the brief. So
yeah, well, the brief's done. I mean, the motion's done. We can do it as a motion for summary judgment. We can do it as a PI. Yeah. We'd like it as a PI, as a summary judgment, because that's final. Keep in mind, when you file a preliminary injunction, what happens is you got to go back 28 days later and start all over again, right? So the summary judgment is final. Takes about the same amount of time to brief anyway. And it's quite clear that this 75 country pause is not going away. It's just not going away. So I suspect we'll hear back from him by tomorrow with whatever he wants to do. He was checking with his client because Jesse did ask him, is your client getting rid of this? Because it has no basis in fact. I know Jesse didn't say it like that, but Jesse was much kinder. But he said, I'll check with my client. Keep in mind, these U.S. attorneys, they might be litigating a patent case in the morning and then a maritime case at noon, and then somebody throws an immigration case on their desk. So they're everywhere. They're everywhere.
Yeah.
And D.C. does have a new civil chief after the last guy was there forever, near as I can recall.
Yeah.
And I know they're inundated.
Well, I said the last point on the 75 country case, which is called Mazood, we raised the same. One of the arguments in our DV case is about the 75 country ban because there are DV applicants subject to both bans,
right.
And it's the same attorney, and so he picked up on that. And I guess that's positive. Number one, because we think we have a good argument, and so we have two shots to win on that.
I think you have a good argument, actually.
Well, the 75 country ban, of all the pauses, that one to me is the worst.
But part of that is the chart that they used without a source.
Well, it's not connected to anything, an event, an incident. There is already a statute that covers public charge. They're applying it to specific categories where you don't even have to satisfy the public charge requirement. So this is about as far, this is basically Rubio saying if it's the Department of State, I can do whatever I want.
Yeah, well, he did just fire 200 experienced consular officers yesterday for no apparent reason, in a job in which there is already a massive shortage enough consular officers. So there's that. Let's move to our F1 visa revocation update. We have a fully briefed motion to dismiss, Jess, if I'm not mistaken.
Student goes.
And just waiting for the judge to make a decision on it. So the judge rules against the government on motion to dismiss. I think things get a little dicier for the government at that point. So, but I think it was important to do the motion to dismiss first because it gets really right to the heart of the issue. We were never going to get a PI in this case ever. So it wasn't a PI case. We couldn't the standard for a PI. So the motion to dismiss kind of sets the standard for us and makes the summary judgment easier. So that's kind of where we are on that. I mean, people will ask, Jess, when do you think we'll get a decision? And the answer is, I don't know. I mean, do you know?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, no, I don't.
Sooner than later. Sooner rather than later. I am just throwing this one in there. It's not us. You know, we're involved, but we're not lead on that. That's our $100,000 fee update. I will tell you that we are looking for more plaintiffs. So if you or your employer could not file or still subject to the $100,000 fee, you can still join the suit because our judge hasn't ruled in 3 months on a PI. So there you go.
That's coming though.
Now, the hot one is the DV 2026 lottery case. Jess, let you give the update on this because this is really interesting where we are so quickly on this case. Because frankly, we got assigned to Judge Ali before we got to Judge Leon.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of had a schedule in place. I was surprised that the government didn't move to kind of vacate that schedule after the got switched to a judge, but they filed their brief. You know, our reply is due Friday, and then they have another week to file their last brief, and then it's going to be before the judge. And, you know, I think it's not going to be lost on the judge that there's a September 30th deadline. And, you know, it's, you know, pressure's on everybody, including the applicants. So
this will be fully briefed within 2 weeks. I will tell you, our brief is done, but we're not filing it till Friday because that does not expedite the government's response. So filing it early just gives them more time to respond to it. So I will tell you, it is brilliant. Now, people did ask me on my other live today, when are we going to upload that to the website or send it to the plaintiffs? And I told them that neither Jesse or I are in control of the website or the email chain. So we will do an inquiry and find out.
Yeah, I think people were asking for the government's
brief. Yes, the government's brief.
Was that done? I don't even know if it was.
I know we asked it to be done. We asked it. I know we asked. I just don't know.
Yeah, we did ask. Yeah.
But I will tell you, brief. I don't know. I don't want to insult the government. Okay, but reading good luck would have been a really good start for their brief.
Yeah, I mean, they, you know, I mean, what are they going to say, right?
They should say, "You're right. We lost last time. We're going to lose again. We're going to reopen the case." That's what they should do, but that's not what the Trump administration does.
Yeah, I mean, I hope the judge sets it for hearing. I really do, so we can go argue it. But
we'd love to argue this case, Judge Leon. Now, people were whining today on my live about a recent the DC Circuit decision on 221G, and all these wannabe lawyers have gone on ChatGPT and saw that Judge Leon cited that case favorably in another case. And I tried to tell them, so what?
Yeah.
Not our case. That was a mandamus case. We didn't file a mandamus.
Yeah, I mean, we get that all the time now where people have access to ChatGPT. It's the same thing with me. If I had a plumbing problem, right, all of a sudden I'm a plumber and I'm fixing my pipes in my house. I mean, no. But yeah, it doesn't stop people from being email lawyers. And, you know, it's the same bullshit when people file these pro se cases in district court and then they come to me and say, oh, the government actually didn't settle and they called out all the fake cases I cited off my GPT machine. Can you help me out? And I'm like, no. But I mean, the thing people don't understand sometimes that AI stands for artificial intelligence, and you need real intelligence to actually do something. I don't care if you're plumbing or if you're a lawyer, like, or you're a doctor. Like, I wouldn't let somebody, do surgery on my son using artificial intelligence. I'd be like, can I use the real one? You know, so you shouldn't do it with your DV case either. Like, it makes no sense.
Trust me, we really do know what we're doing. Let's now skip over to the 39 country lawsuits, of which there are shortly to be 3. I don't know why that's not coming up. That's weird. It's weird. Can't get this to come up. That's weird.
Isn't it weird that I just started bad mouthing technology and now you're having a tech
Yeah,
problem?
yeah, I heard artificial intelligence may actually
That's it.
listen to things that we're doing.
The Google people are killing you.
This is weird. It is not. Oh well. I'm sorry, but we'll talk about the 39 country case. Pretend this says the 39 country case. I do not know why StreamYard is doing this to me. So we have three of them. The first one we filed in Georgia because it was the last jurisdiction left that hadn't been filed yet, and we didn't know where everybody was going. Judge Grimberg heard oral arguments 7 weeks ago, 6 weeks ago, 6 weeks ago. We have filed 8 updates with the judge in that case, and still no decision. So hopefully we'll get a decision soon. I mean, that's all we can tell you. We don't know.
Yeah.
We don't control the judges. They know it's a PI. We do know that in Jim Hacking, which he just won earlier this week, that judge sat on it for 90 days.
Yeah.
So there you go. The second lawsuit, which was filed in Colorado, is now in the process of being filed. I think we're about to file the PI in that case. And then the third case is being filed today in Maryland, and we'll give an update to those plaintiffs and copies of the complaint number when that is filed and admitted tomorrow to the clerk. So we'll get that out. So there we are. Well, we know that there's 8 victories so far on the issue of the 39 country ban. That every one of them found against the government. It's illegal what they're doing. But we don't have an update yet on that. So there we go on that one. So those are the kind of the case updates, Jess. We've got there's some questions here, and this is very weird. I can't
you see them.
I can't see the questions because
I can do it.
If you can see the questions, that would be great. I just can't put them up. I don't know what's going on.
One guy is like, "Why are you such an idiot? Why did you file in Colorado? You're dumb."
It's a Chat GPT apparently opinion.
I'm paraphrasing, but it's similar.
Yeah,
it's like
I agree. That's what it said. Colorado, by the way, is one of the most liberal states in the United States. In case you were curious,
I took down a reg in Colorado last year on EB5 fees, so I think we're good. I like Colorado. It's also where Hall and Joseph are located. They know the judges. They know the bench.
Yeah. So
I have no problem with Colorado. If you do, you shouldn't have signed up for the case. It makes no sense.
We're in good shape there.
Why, regarding the Atlanta case, why Judge Waite ruling? That's a good question. He could be busy. He could have a sick spouse. I don't know. He could be struggling with a lot of the issues that have been raised in our case. We don't know.
Oh, by the way, Jesse, just on that point, today, I think I said this around a little bit earlier, somebody did an inquiry, just a random lawyer.
Yeah.
But why is this taking so long? And immigration wrote a really detailed answer, which basically said, yeah, we're not lifting this until Edlo says so.
Yeah.
So this whole waiting on 90 days, they're just not going to change it until Edlo says so.
Yeah. No, I think that's right.
Very definition of arbitrary and capricious.
Well, I will say though, I think the medical professional exception is a real thing though. And I only know this because I'm not going to take credit for it, but I did break the news. I mean, because I have a case filled with doctors right now, just not filled with them. I mean, there's not a lot of them, but a couple of them, and that's what we were pushing for. And I was told, quite frankly, that medical professionals are going to be taken care of. I don't know when.
Except not in every application.
Not in every other, and it's not. I think it's really, in my opinion, it may be limited to EADs, although they haven't said that, because the problem that we had is we had doctors who had matched in residency programs, and they needed their EADs before June 1, and then there was other doctors who were gonna miss their 240 day.
H-1Bs were expiring.
Yeah. So I think the medical professionals, I think they see that as a real risk, and I think that's real. I really do.
Yeah, except it's very narrow.
Totally. Yeah,
Very
100%.
narrow, and only because that researcher who had get stuck in this process discovered the cure for pancreatic cancer or some crazy thing that they announced, and he was like, well, that's the guy that can't work. He discovered the cure for pancreatic cancer. It's like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, here's a good one for you.
All right.
My employer responded to an RFE without an attorney. Should I trust them? Should I hire my own lawyer too?
Well, you can't hire your own lawyer on the employer's petition.
Yeah.
But you're probably screwed.
Well, I don't know. Maybe he has that new AI platform that I don't know about.
I wrote it for him. That is, I can imagine a worse thing to do in an employment-based case and not use an experienced lawyer to respond to annoyed or not.
It's so crazy. It's like showing up to an immigrant interview now without a lawyer. We've already talked about that.
Should not.
All right, I have a good one. For you. Hey, you guys suck. Why haven't you filed hacking's win in your Georgia case? I'm paraphrasing, but something like that. I think we did submit it, but that's fine.
Zach did do that.
Yeah, and then I have Britt is just chilling in California, just being like, hey. He's like, hey, I solved all the DV problems on my end. What the hell are you doing? That was his direct comment.
Jess is paraphrasing the questions today. This is awesome.
Here's one. Chuck, when you say the pause is not going away, that means we should not expect any answer from the judge this year? No, it means we should not expect any answer from our friends in the government.
This year. So if you're not suing, you're paused. That's what that means.
Yeah. Now that what's that?
Yes, none of these judges have ordered CIS to get rid of the pause. Broadly, just as a very specific. In fact, Hacking's case, only 22 of his plaintiffs, because he only submitted 22 declarations, were affected, and then they said, of course, submit the rest of the declarations, and they'll be included too. So nobody is striking down the pause except as a plaintiff. So
it's kind of like the CVIS litigation, though, right? I mean, eventually there's going to be a class, and it's just so hard. It's just so hard to do a class,
I'm not sure, because the SEVIS thing was so wildly impactful and got such press. The press on that was overwhelming. Yeah. And remember, all these guys were doing their job then too, right?
Totally.
Now, later, they don't care anymore.
Mm-hmm.
They don't care. They really don't care.
Yeah.
And the press is not paying attention to this.
Are you jerks gonna tell the judge in Georgia about the physicians in the case? We're preparing something for that.
Yes, we are.
What is your prediction?
You did, by the way.
So, what is your prediction for the PI on the Georgia case?
We should get. I think we're right.
I'm gonna have to ask my magic 8-ball.
Yeah.
No one physician has seen any benefit of this, so maybe it's a false promise, you jerk. Maybe. I don't think so, because I have it from a very good authority that it's true. I just don't think it's going to happen in 3 or 4 days.
And it's not broad. It's not broad-based. It's like EAEs and maybe H's.
Totally. Hey, here's one. I think some STEM OPT too. Maybe. I don't know. Or J's. All right, Chuck. Thank you for being so handsome and direct and straightforward on my Karamova question. I'll take the handsome part. Cool. Do you believe Judge Leon will do oral argument after May 15th? Yeah, but I don't know if it'll be close to May 15th.
I would love to do oral argument. Judge Leon is a legend.
Yeah, he is. He just struck the ballroom down.
He's the ballroom judge.
He's not a bad guy. He's not. I mean, I don't know if he'll rule for us, but I don't think he's a bad guy.
I think he'll rule for us. Maybe he'll go to Judge Amit and say, "Hey, what did you did this like 5 years ago? What's going on?" They'll go,
Right,
oh,
right.
that's all crazy stuff, man.
Here's, actually a good one. The government's kind of CASA site limit. They only want relief limited to plaintiffs. Um, I think, I don't know, honestly, I don't think it was necessary. I think that's part of their bigger concern on nationwide injunctions. And they're worried a judge will go overboard. But if the question is, hey, do you think that they're going to lift the pause on DV if they lose 1 or 2 or 10 cases? My answer to that is no.
No, they hate the DV program.
Oh, hate it. Yeah, with a passion.
We did a really good job of outlining that in our complaint and in our briefs.
Yeah, it's just awful, man.
Government never mentioned that, by the way, not at all.
Oh, the F1 visa status case. Is that the Doe's or the?
That's the Doe's. That's the Doe's.
Well, we also have the Rosti case for the Iranian nationals up in Massachusetts.
That's right.
That's pending a decision. That's a really tough case, but that's pending a decision too.
Yeah.
Why do you think the judge in Georgia hasn't ruled yet? We kind of answered that, but I think he could be struggling. More people doubting the physician pause, I guess. That's cool. You can do that. I guess pause simply equals denial. Do you know why the judge is thinking too much in Georgia? I don't, but I do know a good song that everyone should listen to. It's called "The Devil Went Down to Georgia" by Charlie Daniels. Check it out.
For souls to steal, not visas to deny.
Exactly. Just check it out before next week's StreamYard. We'll have a discussion about it. Oh, here's actually an important one. I believe this person must be DV. My medical is running out since I attended my interview in February in Tokyo. This is a better question for Simon, but my opinion would be to make sure that you can get a new medical appointment within a couple days if it's necessary, but I would not make a new one yet. Chuck, do you agree? Or?
I agree. If you need a new one, they'll take care of it. By the way, I now fixed my mouse. My mouse was the problem.
Oh, you good?
I turned it off and on. I mean, I was like,
so do I have to? I'm gonna do 2 more.
Well, I mean, Pat's one of my favorite followers. He always asks us questions. They want all brown people out, regardless of immigration status. He says, "LOL."
That's screwed.
That's real.
Well, if it warms up in New England, I'm screwed because I'm gonna have to leave because I'm gonna be way too brown.
Yeah, this is period. That is not untrue. Andrea says, hi, I'm from Brazil. I filed my 621A waiver 2 years ago. Haven't been approved yet because it takes just about 24, 25, 26 months. Can I be part of litigation against another country plus? Now, this actually goes to the issue, Jesse. Who is it? Everybody from those countries? I mean, who's being paused? What are they pausing? Near as I can tell, as a lawyer who files lots of different things, everything is paused. Everything.
Yeah. I don't know that. I actually had a conversation yesterday with someone who has an approved 601A. I think if you have an approved 601A, what they're not doing is being evil and inviting you to interview. They're not bringing you over the border, which would be
some
really
people actually
cruel.
have gotten appointments from barred countries.
Oh, it's such bullshit.
Yeah, I know, because crap. Or should I go? No, you shouldn't go because you're going to be denied.
Yeah.
Or at least pause. So, yeah, Andrea, you can be part of the included there, depending on how long after 2 years. I mean, are you still?
Well, he's got a 601A though, so he should. I mean, I don't know. I would say for him, joining a lawsuit because Brazilians cannot get immigrant visas, and you don't even have an approved 601A yet. I think you may be a little premature.
Well, no, but she's. This is on if we do a 75 country pause against USCIS, because CIS is pausing these cases too.
Is that right? They're not doing the public. Are they doing the public charge pause?
They're pausing all of them. They're pausing all of them.
All right.
That's what I'm telling you. By the way, Simon Britt, he agrees. By the way, that we wait till the embassy tells you. Do silent updates on I-485 mean something? I have no idea what that means.
I don't think they do.
Is that like silent farts? I don't know. I have
It's like when they do the CEAC or the SEAC updates and they say someone touched your case. I know that they can mean something, but I also know that it could mean that you emailed them and somebody at that embassy like looked at it. I don't know if it means anything.
Yeah, so it's kind of crazy. So I think that's all the questions we have today. Simon, he's all over this, isn't he? This is just great.
There's one thing though, this guy, so they're not, I've seen green cards actually get approved since that correspondence dinner. I think that was just a brief update to their system.
Yeah, I think that's all that was. Somebody just palmed in. Can you make the lawsuit to address the birthplace part of the pause specifically? So it's dual national with no active USCIS application yet. So just this is one thing we haven't talked about as a group. We're going to do a 4th round of the 39 country ban, another round of the 75 country ban. We'll hopefully update you on that next week and about going forward on subsequent lawsuits. We just love to get a decision under our belt on one of these damn cases. This is, Jesse and I have litigated a long time. I don't recall really in my career waiting this long for cases. I just don't. Jesse, you experienced delays like this in decisions? I think the courts are absolutely overwhelmed.
I lost you.
I think they're absolutely. Yeah, you're back, by the way. I can see you, Jess.
I lost you. I can't hear you.
I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. So you're good. I asked this earlier, since DACA is a cash cow, do you think it's all going to be kept intact? I think DACA's fine, by the way. If they get rid of DACA, that will force Congress to do something, which they don't want to do. So, and yes, I agree. One damn win is what we need indeed. There we go. So it's been great being with you. Jesse, great to be with you. We'll see you guys next week at 6 o'clock with any updates that we have. And of course, if we get an update, Jesse bailed. If we get an update before then, we'll go live right away. And of course, email it out to our plaintiffs. I'll follow up on the postings to our clients, individual cases, for the documents that are there. Oh, Jesse's back. Oh, by the way, and yes, Denny, I know there was an Arizona case. That Arizona DV, that was a DV adjustment case.
Yeah.
A PI was granted because the government literally did not respond to the PI, even though they had been served, and even though the court asked for a response. They just literally didn't respond. So
That's
the judge
amazing.
right on an adjustment. If you are a DV AOS case, you need to hire counsel and file now. If you're adjusting status now. So thank you, Simon. It's great to see you again. This is not a discussion about the duration of status removal, I'm sorry to say. So there we go. Great to be with everybody. Jess, great to see you. We'll do it live with any more information we get in the meantime. Otherwise, we'll see you next week at 6 o'clock. Everybody have a great week.
Bye-bye.